Melbourne's changed regulations recently to avoid some planning permit restrictions around granny flats. So what is a granny flat? There's now the ability to put a 60 square metre, up to 60 square metres of a granny flat, or a second dwelling if you want to call it that, in your backyard, and avoiding planning restrictions. So we get that question a lot, and what is going to be the cheaper option, an extension or an independent granny flat? And I would say the answer to that would be the extension. To keep that additional living space, let's call it 60 square metres for 60 square metres, it's certainly going to be cheaper to keep that under one roof line rather than build an independent living area. Obviously there's additional walls that go with it. We might be needing to run plumbing out further from the existing home, not to mention electricity, all the walls and things like that. There's a scale and of economy when it comes to building, and if we can get that all under the original roof line, or perhaps an attached roof line to the existing home, it'll certainly be cheaper to do it that way. Is it more beneficial to do an extension versus a granny flat? From a resale perspective, I would say there's a lot of people now looking for additional accommodation for their perhaps relatives to live in the home. I'm actually seeing there probably being more of an interest in getting those people under the one roof line rather than having them separate. So I would say the return on investment will be greater if that accommodation's in the one room, because it doubles more as breakout area for teenagers, older children, rather than having them separate to a totally different dwelling, if you want to call it that. At Supergroup, we get many clients coming to us seeking additional accommodation for elderly relatives to perhaps move in with them. It's a common occurrence. These spaces are ideally set up as a ground floor extension for the simple rule of accessibility. You know, we're talking about older people moving into the home, and I would see more often than not those become extensions, should the client have the room, in the rear of an existing home on the ground floor.